Put yourself out there in that very end of that race. You came with a personal best. Express those emotions right now.
I think every time you go out to a big race like this, national championship, your quality of life, I would say, at least for me, has to go down a bit. I stay away from my friends, I stay away from home for a while, and you pretty much put all of your emotions, 1,000% of what you have into this. And it's obviously with the intention of winning, and in my head, in my mentality, nothing matters until you win. No one cares unless you win. And I feel like a lot of my life was, a lot of why I do this sport and want to be at the top is to be just recognized and accepted. I think that's a part of it. I'm 1,000% honest. That's exactly why I like being in this sport, because I feel like there's when you hit the top level, there's so many people that will look up to you and will be excited to see you run and will literally come out to watch you run, and I think that's huge. And to not perform at the level I should have performed at, it's disappointing. I had a lot of faith in God, faith in myself that I would come out here and win, and not doing that it's disappointing. So, to answer your question, I think the emotion is just you want to win, and to me it's just win or die, and a lot of people, I'm sure on Let's Run or whatever, are gonna be like, oh, toxic mentality. I don't even care, bro. At the end of the day, if you're not going in to win, if you're not going in to be the best and put out the best, you shouldn't be doing the sport. That's my opinion.
But there's a lot to be proud of what you've been able to accomplish this year.
Absolutely, and to answer that too, in retrospect, if I were to look at myself last year and see the amount of progress I made this year, my head would probably explode. I would probably be so excited, so happy knowing that this is where I would be. But now being in the present, where my expectation is to win, it's win or bust, And I told my mom, I told my sister that this is what I'm here to do. I'm here to win, and I didn't really talk to them for the past month. I've kind of been away, and it's more just put 100% of my emotions in here, and you can't have outside factors affecting your life, and I did my hardest to allow that. And it just, it didn't work out on the day. But, it's at the end of the day, it's God's plan and everything's God's speed. So you can't force the process that He puts upon you.
Can you walk me through that last 200 meters and what was going on?
Winning. I had no doubt in my mind that I was going to win. I knew deep down in my heart that I had it, and I thought he used his last gear. And I don't know if you watched the replay. I'm going to watch the replay. I was literally about to go. Brian kind of shoulder checked me on the outside. I don't want to use that as an excuse, but I think I slowed my momentum a bit, and I just started to fall apart. At the end of the day, you can't do anything about that. It's a sport, it's racing. It's going to get physical, and I want to be a physical racer as well, so I can't knock him for that. At the end of the day, I just wanted to win, and when I saw Hampton pass me, I was still giving everything because I thought I had him. I just used all my gears, and now I'm going to do everything in my power. I don't want to have that feeling again, When I go out here, I want to win, and I'm going to try my hardest never to lose again on the college level. And I'm not scared to say that.
What point did Brian beat you? Do you remember?
80 meters to go, something like that. But, you go out here, I'm one to never look at who's going to be in my race, whatever. I obviously have an idea who you're going to be competing against, but I'm not intimidated by any of these guys. I'm scared as hell when I get out here. I'm shaking, I'm nervous. I can't hold a conversation with people. I can't talk to people on the phone. I can't talk to people, look them in the face. It's hard for me, but I don't come out here intimidated. I just come out here nervous and scared because you're just scared of failure and scared of losing. And I think today I failed, but I'm going to do everything I can to win.
That sort of approach, putting so much into that race, this race, do you think, is that an approach you want to keep? Or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Stressful mentally?
It's supposed to be stressful. If you don't have anxiety before a race, you should go to the hospital. You have something wrong with you. If you're not scared, you're not prepared. That's my mentality going into this. If you have fear is what keeps us alive as human beings. You go back into primitive days and back in time to cavemen trying to hunt down a lion. Bro, brain's going crazy, you know, like they're going insane. And that's anxiety, that's the adrenal gland in your brain shooting adrenaline to your heart and making you get heightened senses and more emotional and more attached to surviving. And I think I come out here and it's usually just win or die, you know. To me, it just doesn't matter unless you win. And obviously you just acknowledge today and move on. I'm not gonna be stuck dwelling on this. I'm gonna probably have a good hour or two of crying to myself, but you know, that shit has to happen if you wanna reach the next level, you know. If you're not emotionally invested and it doesn't affect your day-to-day life, I don't think you care enough. But that's literally that's for me. I don't know how other people function. I just could only speak for myself. And I know people are going to comment and say, "Oh, that's a horrible way to be." Oh, blah blah blah. Well, you're sitting on your phone in the middle of the day, just talking to some kid online. Like, go get up and do something. You know, like. That's just my mentality towards it.
Marco, I don't know if you're a fan of the Rocky movies, but he says, you know, being afraid, that makes you a better fighter. Do you believe in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone's watched the Rocky movies. If you haven't watched the Rocky movies, I don't even want to say what you probably are, but you probably you need to get up and watch them. You're missing out for sure.
Fine, I'll watch it.
Yeah, just literally just watch it, you know. Have you not watched it?
I have some, yeah, I'm sorry. I know, man.
Jesus,
sorry.
man. Well, you better go home tonight and watch it, please. Or on the plane ride back, wherever you're from. But, however, I think if you don't have that sense of fear, you're not emotionally invested enough. And if fear is that's for me how I know I'm prepared. If I'm not scared, I start to get a little stressed out because I'm like, what do I not care? And my coach, Marcus O'Sullivan, he would get so scared before races, sometimes I would forget if he warmed up or not. You know what I mean? He's a world champion, world record holder in the 4x mile with Eamon Coughlin, Frank O'Mara, and Ray Flynn. So being around guys like that, like they were all scared as hell too when they were racing, you know? If you're not scared, you just know you're not emotionally invested. I probably said that like 8 times in however many minutes this was, but you just gotta be, I think you just got to be invested in what you're doing, and this is my life. This is really, at the end of the day, all I have, and this is where I feel acceptance from the world, you know. And I mean, as a kid, I didn't feel like I was too accepted. I have love for my mom, obviously my sister, but besides that, I never felt that unconditional feeling, you know. So I think everything in my life, especially in the sport, everything's conditional. You know, you could be great on the day, lose the next day, no one cares about you. So you got to keep doing what you can to win and succeed at and be at the top level. And at the end of the day, I want to be the best runner in the world, so I got to be winning stuff like this, you know. And today didn't come out. I mean, I had two of some of the best runners. I mean, Hatem Samuel, like from Eritrea, one of the best runners in the world. You have Brian Masal, Oklahoma State guy. He knows what it's like to be at the top level. He's already won a national title and he has the experience, but I want to be better than guys like that. I'm not scared of them. I'm not intimidated by them whatsoever, you know. I mean, next year, next time I'm on the track with them, I'm going for their heads at the end of the day, so that's it.
What's the plan for the rest of the summer? Will you run USA?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be racing Cork and Morton as well. I don't know what parts of Ireland them are, but I'll probably be at one of my teammates' houses or some. But with the Diodora deal I got going on, I'll be in Italy for a little bit during the. Hey, thank you, Endo. I'll be in Italy, like around Venice area, you know. But yeah, and yeah. One more thing too. I think I'm gonna just get it off my chest. I think I do put a lot of pressure on myself, you know. And honestly, I've been told a girl I know, she says pressure is a privilege. And when I heard that from her, I was like, damn, you know, that's actually true. It's a privilege. I'm so blessed and fortunate to be out here and have this amount of pressure on myself, because that means I'm doing something right. I'm at such a high level and exceeding at such a high level that I really could go somewhere with this. So to have this pressure, she's right, is a privilege to have, and I just got to keep recognizing that and recognize that this is the future I'm going to be living. So got to just keep at it.
Thanks for the time.